Thank you, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark J. Lindquist, and no, I'm not sleeping. I'm just Asian. My friends, I tell you what, I've got this great life. I'm 36 years old, and in my fortunate career, I could tell you all kinds of great stories. I could tell you stories about entertaining in 22 countries and 44 states for over 2.5 million people throughout my career. I could tell you stories about acting on ABC's Lost and singing in the same karaoke bar as Daniel Day Kim. I could tell you stories about being on set with Hawaii Five-0, and I'm out there in the sandwich line, and I'm standing next to Alex O'Loughlin, and I couldn't help myself. I had to tap Alex on the shoulder and say, Alex, will you please, just for me, will you please say, book 'em, Dano, just for me, right? I could tell you all kinds of great stories about filming Universal Studios movie Battleship, and I'm out there in the Pacific Ocean, and I pulled Grammy Award-winning artist Rihanna out of the ocean with this hand, Bob, with this hand right here. And guess what? I haven't washed it since. I could tell you all kinds of great stories. But as with every great story, we have to start at the beginning. You see, I was born in the second largest city on planet Earth. That's Seoul, South Korea. And for the first 8 months of my life, I lived here. It's an orphanage called Eastern Social Welfare. You'll find it on a small side street in southwestern Seoul. For the first 8 months of my life, I lived here, and then at the age of 8 months, I had the good fortune to be chosen for adoption and brought here to America to live. You see, my friends, my story begins in the second largest city on planet Earth, and it continues in another booming metropolis that we call Ortonville, Minnesota. Who knows where Ortonville, Minnesota is? Yeah, we're over here on the bump of the western side of Minnesota. We are on the pimple about ready to pop right over here on the western side of Minnesota. And I have to tell you about growing up Asian in Swedish Norwegian Ortonville, Minnesota. That's a little different. You know, I don't know when you become aware of it. Maybe you're third, maybe you're fourth grade, and I think you look around and I think you say, I guess I'm the only Asian in the county. I think it's just me, right? This is me, senior year yearbook photo, graduated in 1999. I tell you what, it's miraculous that in our small town of Ortonville, Minnesota, there were actually 2 of us who were born in Seoul, being raised in Ortonville. Myself, and then I got to tell you about John Moorhead. John Moorhead graduated in 1996. He's 5'1", 107 pounds, soaking wet hair down to here. I'm 5'10", 200 pounds, short hair, but to this day, I can walk down Main Street in Ortonville, Minnesota, and the little old ladies come up to me and say to me, hello, John. Good to see you. Come on, white people, get it together. That's not even close. Would you like to see my senior year yearbook quote? It's true. You all just disappeared. I tell you what, my friends, what typically happens is the conference planner will bring me in to inject some energy into the conference agenda. And we do that by delivering a keynote that we have titled Passion, 8 Steps to Reignite Yours. Now, this keynote is built to give your people a little jolt, a little shot in the arm, because who among us from time to time couldn't use a little kick in the pants? This keynote is designed to remind your people why they do what they do, to remind your people what got them into the career field they're in the first place. And as we dive into this journey on passion, many times we offer some examples and some exercises, and I want to share one of those exercises with you right now. But I have 2 things to say about this exercise. Number 1, I want everybody in the room to get an awareness of where your coffee and your drinks are right now, because it's going to get crazy in here. I don't want to be responsible for that. Number 2, I want to tell you that nobody in this room is too cool for this exercise, because everybody in the room is going to do some jazz hands, jazz hands. Everybody's doing jazz hands. Nobody's too cool for this. Everybody's doing it. Oh, for crying out loud, just put your hands out, right? Okay. Now, everybody fold your hands, go. Out again. Back together. Third time's a charm. Back together again. Same way every time. Look down at your hands. If you got your left thumb on top, raise them up like this. About half the room. Out again. Back together. Left thumb on top. Same people, right? Now, why would that be? Why would half the room have their left thumb on top and half the room have their right thumb on top? Any guesses? Just shout that out. Left-handed. Left-handed. Some people say left-handed, right-handed. Some people say genetics. Some people say right brain, left brain. Jazz hands. Fold them. Watch me now. What I want you to do is I want you to reverse the grip so the wrong thumb is on top. Go. Right. How's that feel? Gross? Right? It doesn't feel, there's no right or wrong way to fold your hands, but there's a right or wrong way to you, right? Jazz hands. Okay, now, this time I want you to fold your hands the wrong way. Fold them the wrong way. Go. Greg over here went like this. Right? There's no right or wrong way to do it, but there's a right or wrong way to you. Why would that be? Look at the screen. When your hands fumble together as a little baby, your brain says, aha, I got it. And you'll do it the same way for the rest of your life. How many people knew that? That's something my high school coach taught me in Ortonville High School when I was a kid. Jazz hands. Now this time I want you to fold your arms. Now, with your arms folded in front of you, you know the drill. Reverse that grip. My friend over here is going like this. When do we stop? What's going on, right? It's not that easy. There's no right or wrong way to fold your arms, but there's a right or wrong way to you. This is the reason. When your arms fumble together as a little baby, your brain says, aha, I got it. And you'll do it the same way for the rest of your life. You see, my friends, that's just one of the examples that we use as we teach this journey to reignite the passion for what we do and love what we do once again. You see, I believe that if we are going to get our organizations to the next level, if we're going to rise to the occasion, we're probably going to have to get outside of our comfort zone. We're probably going to have to embrace a culture of creativity and innovation. We're probably going to have to take a look at what we do with fresh eyes and renew our mind on this journey toward passion. And so I'm a speaker who speaks about this topic. And of course, I'm a speaker who will stand up on your stage and I'll talk the talk. But I believe that it's supremely important for your audiences to look at their keynote speaker at the conference and say, you know what, that's a speaker who also walks the walk. I'm a passionate person who is passionate about many things. Chief among them is I love to sing. I share with your audiences that as a singer, as a performer, I have the good fortune these days to perform live for the largest crowds in America, as I do for the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NCAA. As I've done at Dodger Stadium, Duke University men's basketball, the Minnesota Vikings, and at venues like Madison Square Garden. In November, I'll have the opportunity to sing at the 50-yard line of Soldier Field as the Green Bay Packers play the Chicago Bears the day after Veterans Day. The next week after that, the NFL has gotten in the business of hosting junior varsity games, and I get to sing for the Browns and the Jaguars the next week. The Miami Dolphins called me, and we'll end up doing a Monday night football game in December against the New England Patriots at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, and we might even get to do the New Year's Eve game as well against the Bills. 2 weeks from now, I'll stand behind home plate at Progressive Field in Cleveland as the Cleveland Indians host the Detroit Tigers for their 9/11 game. Make sure you turn on your televisions. I share these passions with my audiences, and I want to share that passion with you here today. As I end my time with you and we kick off this event, I'd like to sing you a song. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. its red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land